And I think this is one thing my teacher always say about God and spirituality and this universe. If we had everything that we wanted, every bill was paid, everything that we ever desired we got, it would kind of be pointless to even have, believe in God. It'd be pointless to even believe in any type of higher power because you already got what you want. And that idea in itself is kind of the reason why I came into spirituality because, we all suffer. We all suffer some type of pain, some type of trauma, some type of loss or the lack thereof, let's say love. And you just go out seeking. One thing I learned very early in my life is that ain't nothing outside is gonna ever fill that void of me feeling empty and not having anything. And whenever I tried to fill that void with something physical or something materialistic, it just made me more angry and more frustrated and, you know, caused more suffering in my life. And the thing about me is I hate being around people when I'm in a negative space just because I just don't want that type of stuff rubbing off on people. And the thing about it is I'm the person doing it because I'm not feeling good. I'm not in a good mind state. And that kind of led to me taking, I guess, my own leap of faith and taking my own chance within spirituality and just trying to find, what it really means to me and kind of get my own personal connection with the divine. You know, I wouldn't say I was spiritual growing up at all. I wasn't. Right, it's been a couple times I went to church, but like I said, if I'm being honest, I could probably name under 10 times as a youngin' I went to church. As I got ordained, want to go to church, and I guess this is around 2018. I had a friend that was kind of into it, and to a certain extent, she kind of woke me up and kind of pushed me forward. And then around 2020, 2019 is kind of when I started going into it by myself. And really, if I could be honest, it's kind of like the psychic ability aspect of like spirituality that kind of always intrigued me. People may look at me like I'm being materialistic or like, I don't know, vain, but it's not what you can do with them. That was the free part, the part that got me. It was more about the freedom. It's more about if all we can do all this type of stuff, they lie to us and tell us that we can't, and that it's so fantasy and it's so, it's fictitious, and it's like, damn, like in my heart as a kid, all I ever wanted to do was be a superhero and fly around and do this type of shit and, just supernatural and superhuman things. And they try to make you something like that's absurd. And the more research I've done, I learned that these people is monks doing this type of stuff. And it always intrigued me. And that's just going deeper into just, who we are at the center of who we are for real. Like, we are aspects of God and we just existing in these human vessels and these human bodies. And we really can do some supernatural stuff if you are willing to put that work in, if you're willing to push your human vessel as far as you can, start to reactivate your DNA and things like that. But of course, I wouldn't be doing this to show off. It's just the freedom that came with it, the freedom of having not much control over your body. Because what's crazy? In reality, nobody has control over their body. You know how weird that is? They give you so much, like, it's such an illusion of choice. Like, even like same thing with free will. It's like they don't give you like the choice to choose whatever you want with your body. Like they give you these fake choices, and it's like, even like take like women like being able to like say whether they can have a baby or not. That's crazy. People be saying my body, my choice, but it's like that's crazy. Like they don't even, humans don't have the right to their own body, and it's like it's fucking nuts. So I guess when I was younger and I heard like the idea of psychic abilities, it just tapped into my inner child on a deeper level, and it resonated, and it kind of pulled me into it more. And then, when you get into spirituality more, it's more about understanding yourself on a deeper level. It's about forgetting a lot of things, a lot of these traumas that happen to you, not just allowing them to like just erase, but you got to understand that sometimes things happen, and some things just have to happen to you for you to understand certain things. And even then, the things that happen to you don't define you, right? Things happen to everybody, and you can allow these things to prevent you from ever moving forward with your life. So spirituality is kind of about forgetting that and kind of realizing that God essence about yourself and remembering it to the deepest that you can. And then that's when these God-like abilities come up. And that's not saying you be egotistical with them, but, you use them responsibly, use them to help, use them as your gifts to, serve the world. And I guess that's kind of my intent with how I even operate my life. I operate in the sense of like, I want to serve people. I don't really care about myself to a certain extent. I just want to be used as the vessel for good and to help people as much as I can. I don't really care about nothing else, if I'm being honest with you. And people may look at me like I'm crazy, like something was really wrong with me, but, you know, my life was never my life to begin with. I don't think anybody's life is theirs. But yeah, that's how I became into spirituality, and I was going through a hard time in my life. I was just suffering. I just needed something that would allow me to be free as I honestly can be. You know, I think we all grew up slaves to expectations, slaves of, you know, expectations from people, the world, shit yourself, you know, and I need to be free. You know, I needed something to fill that void of, you know, me not feeling whole because of X, Y, and Z, because of something happened to me. Because, for example, for me, like I said, my father wasn't there, so I had a lot of identity problems. You know, I wasn't being loved properly at home, so a lot of love problems came up. So I felt void of love, even though whenever I got in a relationship with, you know, with women, or I'm very, like, I'm a kind person. I like to be nurturing, and I just like to serve, you know, who I'm with. That's just how I am as a genuine person, and I didn't experience that at home. So I'm in this space where I am constantly always trying to provide something that I didn't have, and I'm being drained. I'm being drained beyond my own understanding. And I'm just like, damn, like, just life is just, I'm just in a state of suffering, even though, you know, I'm kind of doing it to myself. So spirituality helped me understand kind of the number I was doing on myself on top of the world doing on me. Like, and since I've been in spirituality, or since I got a greater sense of my spirituality, a greater understanding of my own spirituality and what I believe in, and the path I walk down as an individual, and, you know, what that entails, you know, it allowed for more peace inside my life. I don't really deal with nothing. I don't deal with no problems. Like, it's crazy how boring my life is. And I be feeling so like that's, like, sometimes I need to do something crazy or to do something rash, but my life is as peaceful as, you know, I need it. And as peaceful as like, kind of like my subconscious always like wanted. Like, I love a peaceful life. Like, I mind my business. I don't, like, and maybe subconsciously, I don't want nobody bothering me. I think that's really what it is. I really don't like people talking to me. And that's funny because I'm a talker. Like, I love talking to people and getting to know people and having conversation with people. But deep down, like, I wish I could just stay in my room all day, stay home and read and just shut out the outside world. But, you know, that's neither here or there. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into spirituality. But this, the time frame is between like 2018, 2019 to now. So yeah, y'all see the progress, and, you know, and where I came from. So even though I didn't go that deep and I didn't do it like in the right order, but yeah, let me not drag it. So thank y'all for y'all patience. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Thank you.